Thank you for joining us on Madison HD Sportsnet presented by the JMU Alumni Association. We're joined today by head coach Matt Brady because, just like a few weeks ago, we have another new Duke to introduce. And joining the Dukes this time is an incoming high school player by the name of Joey McLean, 6 foot, 160 pounds from the Greensboro area, and went to High Point Christian Academy, the same school as current rising sophomore Jackson Kent. First of all, Coach Brady, tell us just a little bit, basic description, what kind of player you're getting in Joey McLean.
Well, first, we're excited to have him in the program. He visited us just a few days ago and made his commitment to JMU. Joey brings an element of terrific speed. He would be the fastest guy on our team. In fact, he's the fastest guy in our program since I've been here. He's an outstanding long-range shooter. He's got an ability to get in the lane. He's played both with the ball as a point guard and off the ball because he is such a dynamic scoring point guard. And, you know, we plan to use him primarily a point guard. But really the thing that we loved about him was his ability to play up the floor and pressure the basketball full court and turn his man. And High Point Christian also trapped in the backcourt. The second thing we really loved about him is just his full court speed with the ball. He can make plays out of nowhere, kind of like a running back that sees a hole and can kind of get through it. And the third thing that we really loved about Joey was his ability to make shots from long range. And you know, he's had a really good high school career, and he does some really good things and things that really, I think, complement the guys we already have.
So you mentioned the speed that perhaps at a level that this program hasn't seen under your tenure. What kind of weapon is that for you to use, to have speed like that in a guard?
Well, again, we haven't had a guy like this that can just get by defenders in the open court, you know, and kind of get to the rim and get to places where they can put a lot of pressure on the defense. And it is something that we're going to look to use and utilize, you know, because one of the things we've talked about as a staff is we do like the idea of pressure defense, and we do like the idea of going full court. And, you know, on both ends of the court, Joey presents, I think, some unique challenges for the opponent to deal with. One is ability to pressure the ball, get deflection, steal the ball. And I think the other one is if we are to get a steal on the backcourt or the front court or get a long rebound and kick it out to him, Joey's the kind of player that plays that has the ability to play at a high rate of speed and create plays where none seem to be apparent.
Now, in terms of size, at 6 foot, a little shorter than the other point guards you've brought into this program, Devon Moore, Ron Curry, to name a few. How is that going to present a different approach in terms of how you've always gone for those long, lanky point guards?
Well, you know what, it really isn't a problem per se. You know, I think the thing that Joey's able to do, maybe as well as anybody we've had in the program, is pressure the basketball. And we've talked about increasing our ball pressure. You know, 2 years ago we went to the NCAA tournament. We pressed a lot. Our ball pressure was good. It wasn't phenomenal. One of the things we've talked about is trying to create more ball pressure at the point of attack, whether it be in the backcourt, you know, or even in the front court. We want to be able to pressure the ball and do some good things to create some more turnovers. You know, and I think the one thing that Joey does is he's got a great ability to pressure the ball and turn the dribbler and create some steals and some deflections. So I think, you know, while he's not 6'3", he does give you a different dimension in the backcourt. You know, and I think it's a really a welcome thing for us and something we were looking for when we went out and got Joey.
One thing fans always want to know when a new player is announced is what's the impact going to be for that player in this first year in 2014-15?
Well, one of the things we've not been able to do since I've been here is have tremendous competition at each position, specifically at the point guard position. Devon Moore came through here and obviously was a significant player, one of the best we've ever had. But it wasn't until Ron Curry came here as a freshman in Devon's 5th year that there was any competition at all for Devon. And I feel the same way right now. I think that Ron Curry, to have a great college basketball team, you've got to have really good competition every single day. And you know, we've talked about creating more competition in our own practices. This is competition for everybody, and it's needed competition for Ron Curry. And it's really going to make Ron Curry a better player, but they could also play together. You know, I think the two young guys that we've got now in the backcourt that we've signed in the last 3 weeks are really great additions to our team that add long-range speed, long-range shooting, and great competition to our practices. And one of the things that we haven't had for a lot of reasons, specifically injuries, is we haven't had great competition at every position. We feel like we have that now.
last year, the last 2 years really, the recruiting focus has been on kind of interchangeable parts at that 3-4 position, the 6-7, 6-8 forwards or big guards. And this year there have been a lot of guards coming in with Joey McLean and Winston Grays and Dante Sterling joining the fold of Andre Nation, Ron Curry, Jackson Kent. Is there any kind of shift in recruiting and building that stock of guards in your program?
Well, I feel like you have to have 5 or 6 that can play in this level. And the fact of the matter is, to win a league championship at any level, you need to have great guard play. We feel much better about our guard play now than we did a month ago. In fact, in some ways, we're better positioned going into next year with the fact that these two guys can really shoot the basketball. And yet they're both really unselfish players, and they're anxious to be here. They're excited to be here. I think we're trying to continue to work on the culture of our basketball program and adding guys that understand that this is a unique opportunity at James Madison University from all regards, not just basketball. And the guys that we're bringing into the program are really excited about being here. So we like these guys. We think our backcourt can be as good as anybody in the league. We know it's going to be as athletic as any backcourt in the league. And really at the 1, 2, and 3 positions, we feel like we're finally completed where we need to be.
We mentioned at the very beginning of this interview the fact that Joey played high school with Jackson Kent. What kind of role did Jackson have in Joey's recruitment to join the program?
Well, when Joey was here, Jackson was his host, and they got along great. They worked out together. The two of them late at night, they played video games. They're both really good kids, and obviously playing for the same high school coach, Coach Clifford at High Point Christian, was a bond that was immediate as soon as Joey got to campus. But Jackson recognizes that Joey's going to help our team, and that's the kind of player that Jackson is. Jackson recognizes we're about winning and trying to, hoist another banner in the Convocation Center and win another championship and get back to the NCAA tournament. And Joey's another step in the right direction.
Now, with Joey's signing, that is one scholarship remaining for the Dukes. Have you pinpointed at all what you're looking for in that scholarship?
Well, I mean, it's one of the things we would say is we're going to try and take somebody that wouldn't necessarily be on the board. It's the old NFL or NBA adage, take the best available player. I think there are certainly some guys we wouldn't take. We're not trying to bring in a 1 or a 2, but really any other position where somebody becomes available, we are certainly looking at players. But if we were not to use it now, we would be comfortable. I'm very comfortable with the talent level, the athletic ability. I think in the kind of kids that we now have in the program, I think everybody's excited about our team. I know the players are excited about the new guys that we just brought in because they played really well with the guys evidently when they were here, and our guys really think they're great additions. So with the last scholarship, if we were to use it, we would bring somebody in with some relative size and somebody with some unique skill sets that could make us better. It doesn't necessarily even have to be a player that would even play on this year's team. It could potentially be somebody if we brought in another player and he was, skill development-wise, was not quite where he needed to be, but a year of being in the gym with our guys, maybe we redshirt a guy. A lot of different ways we can go, and we're certainly going to, if we're going to use the scholarship, we're going to add someone that wants to be here, excited about being here, that I think can be a terrific player down the road.
Now, the Dukes are wrapping up exams this week and finishing up the spring semester, which means it won't be long, and these new players we've talked about will be here. How much are you looking forward to the chance to get those new guys into the fold in just a few weeks and really begin to shape your program?
Yeah, all 4 of these new guys, the 2 guys we signed early and the 2 late signees are all really eager, and they've all agreed and accepted the opportunity to be here in part of summer session 2, which starts, the second week in June. So they're going to be here. We'll have the opportunity to work with them, work out with them, put the whole group together, and most of our team will be here hopefully in summer session 2. So it's a good jump for our team to build the camaraderie and the chemistry that you need to hopefully chase another championship.
Well, Coach Brady, we're excited to announce the addition of Joey McLean. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for tuning in to Madison HD Sportsnet presented by the JMU Alumni Association.